All right. All right. Can you tell me something about it? Go ahead.
Well, basically, the main concern. First of all, he has a very busy life. He's a full-time student and full-time goes to work for time, so his schedule is just like really crazy. And I tried to guide him the best that I could, where he would be able to manage. Um, as you notice, just even example of the sleep, like sleeping before 12 a.m. Like preferably he should sleep earlier. But I mean, that's just one example of what I had to work with, because certain things he's not going to change 100% right away. So he's a male, like in his early 30s. Um, when I by looking at him, I thought he was Kapha Pitta, but then when I did his Prakriti, it came out to and I did the pulse. It came out to be that he's Pitta Kapha. I mean Pitta Vata. So uh, then I did the Brikriti, and it did come out to be a Pitta Kapha. So his Agni is very sharp, and he does have some Ama present. I did see his tongue; it had a lot of white film on it, and I've also asked him if even when he brushes his teeth, he still has that, and he does. His digestion, he said he has good digestion and strong appetite. However, when he wakes up early in the morning, he doesn't have a strong appetite, but he'll eat anyway. So he'll have like a double breakfast. He'll eat like at right when he gets to school, or on his drive to school or work between 7 and 8. He'll have this shake, and then he'll put ice in it because he doesn't really like it hot. It's like some kind of chocolate supplement. It has all these herbs or whatever in it, and I listed some of them there. He adds all these mushrooms in it, and then around 10 o'clock or 9:30, he said he'll have like an oatmeal or fruit, something like that. And then after that, he'll have a lunch at between 11:30 and 12. And he'll make something cooked at home. He was telling me he was eating a lot of Kaphic foods, like mushrooms with potatoes and carrots, and just very heavy foods. And I asked him, "Are you eating any grains with it or anything?" He said no. So he's, he's already, after I spoke with him, he started changing more over to, removing those things from his diet. I already see that he's losing a little bit of weight, and that, he feels a little bit more energy, but the main complaint is still he has a lot of fatigue. The bowel movements are regular, usually one or two per day, early in the morning, and then right after he has his second breakfast, quote unquote. His stools can vary. They can be very well formed, but he has told me that, they can be loose. He noticed that when he's stressed, he gets, he starts urinating frequently. He has looser bowels. And so I did talk to him a little bit more about that. And I just, with the guidance of the food, one thing that I did notice, though, is that he drinks this humongous jar of like juice, grapefruit juice with lemon juice and a lot of raw ginger. And obviously this is going to increase his pitta. So I told him not to drink that anymore, and also not to be using the ice, and maybe drink a little bit more like veggie juice, less fruit juice, and more natural because it's store bought. And I guided him with the, what kind of spices he can use as well, and that he can maintain his lunch at the same hour. Obviously, he can't really change that. That's, his work schedule or school schedule, and he's, eating more plant-based homemade foods with coriander, fennel, moderate. I told him moderate cumin, a little bit of cardamom, not too oily because he was putting a lot of oil in his food. And not too pungent or too salty. And that's what I wanted to ask you about, because he's Kapha. I don't know, Kapha Pitta, like, should he just completely eliminate the pungent, like garlic and onion, because he loves that stuff? I just told him very little and to cook it instead of eating it raw, because he likes a lot of raw onion. Increase the vegetables, definitely. Lots of greens. He complained that when he eats raw broccoli, he gets gas. I told him, well, if you're going to eat broccoli, cook it, steam it. For dinner, I mean, it's really crazy. He eats between 6 p.m. and 12 a.m., and he'll have a protein shake in addition to the really late dinner if he goes to the gym. So I told him, I didn't really tell him anything about the protein shake because I don't think he's going to eliminate that. But I told him, the dinner, try to eat it a little bit earlier. And if you're going to go to the gym, then, go, right away, not eat, because he was eating first and then going like late night, like at 10 or 12, and then coming back and eating again. It's just like a really chaotic schedule. So he's been trying to adhere to that. And he said he does feel a bit more difference now. He likes a lot of chili, raw, like I mentioned, raw onions, radishes. I told him try not to eat radishes anymore, and the chili too. Just try to avoid it or diminish it. So yes, that's pretty much what I got. I don't know if I went kind of out of order, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's excellent. That you did a great job.
Thank you.
So, one thing, and this is like, I mean, I would give you 10 on 10 because
Oh,
you
thank
did
you.
the best you could. But, here's a young man and he goes to school, and I'm
Yes.
looking at, and I have met a lot of these young men who will go to the gym, who will take ashwagandha muchuna. It's to build muscles, and they're into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And even if they're, and all the mushrooms, these maitake, chaga, reishi, they're supposed to give you energy and increase your libido and whatnot. So when you have a young man who's a student and they want to do bodybuilding, and they will do protein shake, you cannot take them off it. The good news is, because of the bodybuilding that they do, they can handle a little bit more protein than the rest of us,
Okay.
because they are they're lifting huge amount of weights. um, so they are using a lot of that so-called protein. They're using it a lot more because they are trying to use that protein so that they could increase their muscle. So just like when a woman is pregnant, she needs a little bit more protein at that time, right?
Yeah.
So that is the good news. So even if he doesn't, stop taking it, that's okay. Now here's how you counsel them. Because what is it that they want most in life? They want to be cool. They want to have muscles. They want to do weight training. It's right. This
Mm,
is when they're going to school, and I've seen this with so many kids. So many young kids. And Dr. Aparna, she is at UC Berkeley. Um, Emergency, and she gets is students who are young males.
yeah.
So she'll tell you that as well. So like I would say, listen, you want to be you want to have six packs, and you want to have a great body, and you want to have muscles, then exercise. Best time to exercise for you would actually be before 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Because how are we going to counsel them if we tell them, dude, look at the time, because where is the time? It's a crazy schedule.
It is.
It is so crazy. It's not just for him, it's any student in any university. Even
Yeah.
what to speak of that, my son is just in 7th grade, and I'm like, are you serious? This is your schedule? It's 8 hours in the school, then this activity, then that activity. So I took him out of all these activities. I said, your vata is going to go crazy if you do
Yeah.
these many, and my vata is going to go crazy if I'm driving you everywhere. Yeah, I'm like the only mom who doesn't have that many. So tell him you want to have the great body, and that is the truth. We're not lying about it.
Yeah.
Because uh, before 10 o'clock, I mean, if he's vata kapha, right?
He is his prakriti is pitta vata, and so that's why he did the test, dosha test, and then I took his pulse, and that's why I'm just like so confused, because when I looked at him, I swear he is a kapha. He's a pitta kapha for sure, and like knowing his personality. So I don't know if it's. He just told me that during the past couple of years, he's just been eating a lot of potatoes and a lot of grounding stuff. I mean, does that
Yeah,
fully
so
change
this
his?
is, yes, that will, and also look at this. He's trying to take ashwagandha, muchuna, maca, have more protein. That will exponentially increase kapha.
Okay.
So it is possible he was pitta vata, but he has increased his kapha by eating all of these, because young men who are trying to do weight training. I mean, have you seen how people go through? I mean, there was a time in my life I went to the gym. When they're going to the gym, or they're when someone is training for athletics, their body actually tones down, it becomes less. But when
Yeah.
then they're doing weight training, their kapha increases. But you cannot,
Okay.
yeah, because muscle is kapha, right?
Yeah.
They're increasing their mamsha dhatu, that it's kapha. So, um, what I'm really interested in, when he was a child, what was he like then?
I mean, straight out for sure pitta, and he was more slender and but not too skinny, But he
Yeah, so
wasn't.
he's a pitta.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was a
yeah,
pitta. Okay.
yeah.
So we will go with him being his prakriti being pitta. So this is a wrong prakriti then. Because with anyone who's bodybuilding, you will never know their true vikriti. And also because bodybuilders have a huge amount of body mass in
Hmm.
terms of muscle, and they have less fat because of the weight training, unless they're doing athletics. So when you're doing athletics, you actually reduce your muscle mass, and the muscles become smaller, but they're really strong, and some of the muscles are larger. So I'm not into all of that, but I have some knowledge of that. So yeah, he wants to do this bodybuilding, and he's a straight pitta person. And
Okay.
so we want to encourage that. So when we want to dangle a carrot, look, you could do this without spending 14 hours a day, 7 days a week at this, by working out at a proper time. Now, honestly, the best time for him to work out is either between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. in the morning, which is not possible because he has to go to school, or it is
Yeah.
6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at night, because this
Okay.
is the kapha time, and
Yeah.
it will not increase his pitta because
Yeah.
yes. So
That's what I told him.
yes,
Yeah.
you already told him that. That was great. And so, like I said, because he's doing bodybuilding, the protein is actually okay for him. But
Okay.
yeah, if he is having it immediately before the workout, it's okay. But after the workout, he should not. He should not be eating after the workout.
Okay.
So here's what they do. These so-called, when they go for a workout in the evening, they will do their workout and then they'll have a protein shake usually after that. So I don't know much about this, but I know enough that actually the best thing is you do it before. So
Before.
the idea
Okay.
is that protein, when they're doing all that bodybuilding and weight training, the protein breaks down slowly. And
Mm-hmm.
because it breaks down slowly, that's why after doing their workout and whatnot, they're not going to be that sore the next day, depending on how crazy their um, weight training is.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have no idea but usually young men, they want to impress girls. They want to impress other men. It's a boy thing. And I was in Radha Madhav Dham. We did the Ayurveda camp,
Mm-hmm.
and there was an 18-year-old boy who started he started a verbal fight with me right in the class about bodybuilding. And
Wow.
I said, that is okay. That is your lifestyle choice. That is fine. He just wanted to eat meat because of the whole bodybuilding, but his parents weren't allowing him to do that. It was a whole thing. So he was taking it out on me. And my 12-year-old Kush, he came to my rescue and he started Ayurveda uh, with him, and that guy calmed down because it was a boy thing, because a boy told him it's okay. And he tried telling him you can get protein from mung bean sprouts and da 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 da. But because it was coming from me, someone who's old enough to be his mom, he wasn't ready to accept it. So when we are doing counseling, where we are coming from, it's a huge thing. So uh, if you, a lot of times, especially young men, if you're not related to them, with me, I used to get a lot of young men, then their moms would get them. And since I'm in the position of the same age as mom, they're not very what is the word for it, open to it. But
Mm-hmm.
if I behave like a cool aunt, oh, that's so cool, they're just okay, yeah, well, she's cool, she's not going to lecture us. So the way we counsel people, it's kind of, because they're not going to change for us. Let's start with that. But if we tell them this is good for you and this will help you achieve your goals, and your goal being da 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 da, and that, then we're giving them kind of an incentive. So this is nothing. You did an awesome job. I was
Oh,
just
thank
coming
you.
from the perspective of using psychology or
Mm-hmm.
reverse psychology
Okay.
for counseling. That's all.
Okay.
Anyway, great job. Any questions? Did you and one thing, he's taking ashwagandha. That's actually one of the best herbs for
Okay.
the kapha or vata in him.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's very, very heating. A lot of muchuna is heating. I have no idea what maka is. I know it's something.
It's
And
like a root, some kind of root.
I meant in energetics. I mean, I don't know
Oh,
what
it's
maka is.
supposed to give you energy, it's
I know, but
stimulant.
it's
Yeah.
I think it's heating. So he's
Okay.
taking things all that are kind of like, I think all the mushrooms are very tamasic. They will
Yeah.
actually make him, um, uh, they will actually reduce his mental pitta, memory and whatnot. So maybe
Oh,
if he could counsel him to, instead of mushrooms, I mean, ashwagandha, muchuna, maca is okay as long as, and 1/4 teaspoon is actually just fine. It also is the spermogenic. It increases sperm, it increases libido, it increases energy. Young men, they like that, and it helps uh, muscle mass. Ashwagandha is great. So
okay.
yeah, yeah, he should keep on doing ashwagandha, just not on empty stomach. That's kind of important.
Okay, not an empty stomach. Okay.
That's important. And let's look at the bowel movements are great. Yeah, and also interestingly, when you said that, when he's stressed out, he has increased urination. So right now he's a young man, right? How old is he?
He's 32.
Oh, he's not that young. So
No.
this is a red flag. The only thing, the red flag that stands out. So statistically, when someone's the food that they're eating or the stress leads to increased urination in the future when they're older, it is possible they might get interstitial cystitis.
And how do you spell that?
Let me write that down. I mean, it's not necessary that'll happen, but that is a basically it's IC, or interstitial cystitis, happens to a lot. I mean, millions and millions of Americans suffer from this, and
Okay.
there is no cure for it. It's all that there's increased urination during stress, and it will also happen, if someone is holding their urine,
Okay.
um, maybe for a meeting or whatever, and then eventually, that area becomes weak, and
Oh,
doctors will tell things like, just don't have coffee, don't have stimulants and things like that, drink plenty of water, but there's no cure. It can only be managed. The problem is, because it says itis, so wherever there's a word itis is
hmm,
a suffix for inflammation, so that area gets inflamed too. So just as a precaution for future, there's nothing wrong with him right now.
okay.
um, I mean 8 out of 10 people I meet have that, but not the
Wow.
cystitis part, but the increased urination. And I'm just happy that he shared that with you, because it's such an embarrassing thing. People don't even share that.
Hmm.
So this is kind of like, this has to be kind of approached with, more, how shall I say it, like a gentle counseling, telling that millions of Americans suffer from it. It's completely normal. So maybe some herb for the mutravaha shrotasis, which is your urinary system, would, I mean, taking them as already ashwagandha is going to help with that, because
Okay.
ashwagandha helps with stress. But I mean, and I'm going to try and think of an herb which actually helps him build muscle and gives him that energy, at the same time helps the mutravaha shrotas. I think
Okay.
probably I would go with punarnava. uh, Punarnava literally means once again new. So I think, Danika, you take that herb, right? It's amazing because it's actually a tonic. It tonifies your. And another herb is gokshur. Gokshur is a tonifier. It tones your body. It tones your urinary system. Um, yeah, I probably think I would go with, combination of Punarnav and ashwagandha probably.
And how much should a person take for that?
Yeah, I will think about it, but if he takes a powder, he can just mix it with ashwagandha and punarnav
Okay.
in the morning, just 1/4 teaspoon with his thing that he's taking. But yeah, the I'm really the because of the it's also possible, because ashwagandha is already going to help the mutravaha shrotasis anyway. It's the It's the combination of the mushrooms, and maca is actually, I think it's caffeinated, huge amount of caffeine. So when he is stressed, tell him to lose the caffeine or try to do decaf.
Okay.
Because the caffeine will actually stress him more, increase the
Excuse me.
urination, and actually cause disturbance in the future. Right now, he's 32, he's young, it may not happen, but trust me, uh, even 32, 5 years from now 37, he's gonna feel it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, those things. And you come in your 40s and like, what happened? Yeah, everybody says 40 is the new 20. It's not. It's not. All right. Anyway, great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And let's see. I'm going to share Danica's. Can you see this?
Yes.
Danica, are you there? Danica, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Please tell us about your case study.
So her name is Snezhana. She's a professional singer. So her sleeping habits during the day, she seems to, like, I would say it's like so kapha, but when she was, when I did her prakriti, she was definitely pitta 11. And now pitta is like the lower end of her dosha. So I know that I suggested to her to get up earlier by 7. Just everything moves slow with her, she seems not to want to move, not to do things. She has oftentimes urinary infections. I'll start from the top. So she has sometimes a problem with lack of clarity or thinking. She'll often complain about GERD or acidity, loose stool. She'll have, her stool's probably, she has it once a day, maybe twice. She has psoriasis, as I mentioned, on her elbows and behind the ears, and that's pretty constant. She has a problem to express herself, even though she sings and communicates with people, but on a very superficial level. Anything that's more of meaning or deeper emotionally, she just bottles everything up, won't talk about it. I've checked her blood pressure, oftentimes it's quite low. And her hands, and part of it could be she was holding her microphone for so many years, and so her hands hurt and the fingers and that area. Dry mouth, and a lot of times sinuses or allergies. And those are her main complaints. And so I've suggested the ghee, and I've been making it for her. Turmeric for her joints, for that, raw honey. And I suggested that punava herb because I know you mentioned it. I misspelled it there. That it was rejuvenating for the whole body. So I thought it would, help her as well. And because of her sinuses, I thought the Nasaya oil and massaging with sesame oil. And pranayams, I thought that would help her, and I've given her some suggestions on breathing and meditation. That's pretty much all I got.
Good job, Danica. So I'm going to do a little bit of critique on that. Is that okay?
Please do. Yeah.
Okay. So let's see, who's our participant? Hare Krishna Anand. Pamela, can you give do you have any questions or any comments for this before I speak?
Not at this moment, no. Thank you.
Anand, do you have any comments or questions?
No.
Okay. So my first thing is, when we do the form, Agni has to be, obviously this Agni is Pitta, Tikshna Agni. So you forgot that. That's
Okay.
all. It's kind of important.
Okay.
And you got all the subdosha symptoms exactly correct. So that's fantastic. But let's break it down into what, because we also need to memorize the Sanskrit names. So
Okay.
it is a small thing. I mean, you already got
Mhm.
them all correct, 100%. It's just we need to write the Sanskrit name. Lack of clarity, unable to process too much information. Anand or Pamela, what subdosha of Pitta might that be? And it's okay if you can't remember it. It is sadhaka. It is sadhak pitta. So when there is lack of clarity, we cannot process too much information. Usually it is sadhak pitta. Mostly in a pitta person, a pitta person is usually, the word that Atul tries to use for it is, a pitta person's mind can run 1000 RPM. And it's running so fast they can just overdo it. But here's definitely sadhak pitta is a problem, but there's something else happening. Let's go and leave. There is some lack of energy. And here you said that she's actually a kind of lazy. I think she's a little tamasic, right? So
Very. Yeah.
yeah, she's tamasic. So her diet is, maybe we have to check her diet. And tamasic person and lazy in the morning. So generally lazy, not just in the morning. Let me cut that.
Right. Generally lazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so there is some tamas happening, and usually I know, I mean, I don't know much, but is she like an opera singer?
No, she's like folk songs in Serbia.
Okay.
That kind of singing.
Okay. So yeah, there is some tamas, and usually sometimes people who are professional singers or are in a band, they will perform at night, and they will they get into bad habits of not sleeping properly, not eating properly, and not everybody is like that. So tends to have GERD and diarrhea, acid reflux. What subdosha of pitta is this? And I'm pretty sure everybody knows this one. And if you want to look it up, go ahead, no problem. Which subdosha of pitta deals with digestion, acid reflux, diarrhea? Which one? I'll give you a few seconds to look it up. No one? Pachak pitta. And this is also telling us that she has Tikshna Agni. So we are finding from this symptom, she has both Pachak pitta and Tikshna Agni. Let's look at psoriasis. No, psoriasis are those silver scales. What happens in psoriasis is that usually our skin cells, they will scrape off and then the new cells come. So on our skin, we always have new skin, new cells developing. So before the old skin has a chance to scrape off, the new skin develops, and it's itchy and it's kind of silver scales and it's very dry. So she has psoriasis, again, a very pitta thing, and there is some vata going on as well. And this would be under what pitta dosha that is related with skin? Which subdosha of pitta is related with skin? Brajak pitta. Yes? Yes, exactly. So in pitta, her prakriti is P11. She's already pitta. So we have added, so vikriti we are finding out by looking at the subdoshas. She has brajak pitta, tikshnagani, sadak pitta. So let's look at her subdosha. I think she probably, Danika, I don't know if you will get a chance to look at her tongue. If you
It's white.
Yeah, so she has ama, which is these are all classical symptoms of ama also. Unable to express oneself, low blood pressure, lack of energy, lack of clarity, fatigue, feeling tired, getting infections, unable to process information. These are very, very classic. And also another classic symptoms is, even after getting a sleep, 8 hours of sleep, they're still wake up sleepy. They're just kind of, this thing that you're talking about, lazy and feeling of tamasic and tamas, it is very, feeling lazy all day and you've already rested all day and you're still feeling lazy and no energy. That means there's ama. So that white tongue says that she definitely has ama. This is why I am not going to give her ghee till we remove her ama. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Everything, raw honey is great, punarnava is great, turmeric is great. However, what we want to suggest to her, because she has ama, and I'm just going to write that here. White tongue, ama. And what were the symptoms of ama? Low energy, fatigue, feeling lazy, feeling tamasic, wakes up tired even after full night's sleep. What about her appetite?
It changes. It's not always the same, but she'll eat, but it varies.
Okay. So
and she's overweight, sorry.
Okay, she's overweight as well. So definitely kapha is high. So you have written kapha being high, that's correct. So kapha is high, there's ama. So when you have a client, they have many, many issues. Like she has so many issues. She's got GERD, she's got diarrhea, she's got psoriasis, she's got lack of energy, she's got painful joints. My question to you is, where do you start? What do you address first? What do you think should be addressed first, Pamela?
Digestion.
Yes, thank you. Always digestion. Why? Because of her digestion, digestion issues. She has ama. Because of ama and possibly her diet, she's very tamasic. She's in that mode of ignorance. So if we address the digestion and ama, her energy will improve. She'd be able to express herself. And I find that very funny. If this is a professional singer having problem, unable to express oneself, it is also telling me it is possible she has a low thyroid energy. So ask her to get it checked.
Okay.
Does it make sense? Because here's someone who's using her vocal cords and throats to express herself, but she's not able to do it, and she sings professionally for a living. So when are we not able to express ourselves? There is some throat energy issue. So we definitely, and also because she's gained weight and she's feeling tamasic, we definitely want to check her thyroid. So get her, because if it is a thyroid, then if her physician puts her on thyroid medication, she will definitely feel better. So that is one thing. So let's get the thyroid out of the way. So, So first thing we want to do, I would definitely take the turmeric, raw honey, and punarnava. Absolutely great suggestions. Let's also address ama first. Ama is always first, then digestion. So she has a white tongue. First, when she brushes her teeth in the morning, she makes sure that she is scraping. So what kind of herb, if you know it, that's fine. If you don't know it, fine, would help remove ama and help her digestion?
Neem? No.
Yes, neem can help. Absolutely. Triphala, yes, thank you. Triphala, absolutely. Triphala will attack both ama and digestion. Neem, absolutely. Turmeric, yes, because both turmeric and neem are what we call, and I'm introducing you to a new concept here. It's a Sanskrit word called lekhana, scraping. So turmeric and neem are scraping. And because she's 64 years old, I don't want to give these herbs to her. And I don't even know in Serbia if neem is available. Is it available?
I haven't seen it.
So let's just leave the neem out because it's not available. Let's go with just turmeric. What about triphala? Is triphala available?
I can get triphala. I even have some triphala here.
So let's give her the turmeric, plus triphala plus the raw honey with hot or warm water in the morning. Now, the thing is, raw honey is a little bit heating and she has GERD and diarrhea. So after we want to address this GERD and diarrhea, what are we going to do? After she has her meal, we want to give her some takra. So takra is like a lassi or whey or like a kefir, diluted kefir or CCFT to take care of her GERD. So we always tackle the ama indigestion. Turmeric, triphala, raw honey with hot warm water in the morning. And does she take any like tea or something? What does she take?
She likes tea. I mean, ginger. She'll have ginger. I'll make ginger tea for her.
Okay, so ginger tea is great. She can have turmeric, triphala, and raw honey with either hot warm water or ginger tea and a little bit of regular milk. And the reason I want to add regular milk is because if you have the ginger tea without, and when I say ginger tea, you actually need to boil the ginger in boiling water. Right. Make a kashaya out of it. You can't just put a fresh ginger in. But if it is a powdered ginger powder, then you can put it in warm water. That's fine. So, or use ginger tea with milk.
And sorry, this is after her food?
No, this is as soon as she gets up in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Why? So as soon as she gets up in the morning, she should take a little bit of turmeric, triphala, and raw honey with hot, warm water. Now, I don't know if she'd be able to digest it. I don't know this because I haven't seen her. So we tried for one day, but that's why I want to give some milk. If you think she cannot digest it, she can have it with breakfast.
She loves the milk. She drinks milk.
Yeah. So ginger tea with milk. So hot, warm water or ginger tea with milk. Make sense? Yeah. So starting the day with turmeric, triphala, raw honey with or ginger tea with, and milk is important because it'll make sure she doesn't get acid reflux because of the honey. Honey and ginger are heating. Because she has GERD, we don't. So just, raw honey is going to take care of her ama. Triphala is going to take. And also she needs to take triphala before her dinner at night. And do you know why we want to take it before dinner? Because she has ama. So if she didn't have ama, we could also take it after dinner because we want to make sure that the food she's eating gets digested. And after lunch, after dinner, CCFT. Lunch. And I know I'm introducing you to all this herbology today, but trust me, when you get to the Ayurvedic herbology, we talk about this. And you will understand why we are doing before meal and after meal. So CCFT is cumin, coriander, and fennel tea. You already know that. And all three spices are available in Serbia?
Yes. Yes.
So I know you have kefir there. So make sure you dilute the kefir. And the diluted kefir or lassi or whey, that is going to help with the binding the stool with the GERD and diarrhea. And also CCFT is going to help. So maybe one day she can do the kefir, another day she can do. Now, it is important, no milk, no kefir at night. Night only soups and CCFT, very light dinner.
Okay.
Because, if she doesn't take care of herself, it is possible she may get some other issues. Because look at this, urinary infection. And I definitely like your Punarnava suggestion because it will make sure that her urinary tract gets clear.
Okay.
So that is great. What time we want to give Punarnava? I think I want to give it with food. So she can have it with lunch and she can have it with dinner. Or, after dinner or after lunch.
Oh, can I just mention one more thing? She can't fall asleep till really late, 2:00 at night.
Oh dear. Is it because she has insomnia?
Well, sometimes she'll fall asleep early, but then she wakes up. Other times so it really varies, but she is very erratic, her sleep.
So here's what we can do. She can take some either coconut oil or sesame oil or whatever oil is available at that point and rub it on the bottom of her feet before she sleeps. So that will determine that even if she sleeps for 2-3 hours at a stretch, that'll be a deeper sleep. So she'll be when that's another reason she is ama and low energy. So her energy levels will increase if she has a deeper sleep. So unable to express oneself, udanavata, lack of communication, low voice, udanavata, low blood pressure, vyanavata, low, lack clarity, feeling tired, both ama and this is pran. Urinary infection. This is actually mutrava. This is low ojas. Do you know? Because any kind of infection, if a person is getting infection many times, that means their immunity is low, right? So prana is low, immunity is low. But I don't want to address pran right now. I don't want to address ojas right now. I want to address, once we can tackle her sleep is important, of course, and her ama and digestion, within 1 week you will see a difference. Now if she's your friend and you're kind of meeting her regularly, you want to make sure that in the first week we don't want to hurt, because I am just worried because raw honey may sometimes give GERD and sometimes may give and at this 1 week, if she can be on a plant-based diet, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
Just for 1 week. Tell her for 1 week we want you to be, because we really want to get rid of this ama. Now what will happen if she's 64, if she don't get rid of ama? I mean, there's all these diseases that will happen. So we don't want that. This is like a precursor, because it's old age, you're in your 60s, you're getting to the point where immunity naturally becomes low anyway. So ama, getting rid, because ama is a precursor to many diseases. So addressing ama, addressing digestion, and for 1 week, go on a plant-based diet, just 1 week. And always, even after 1 week, the second week, the dinner should always be plant-based. Maybe not lunch, but dinner always plant-based, like soups and stuff, like soup and rice or something like that. Yeah, let's see. Painful joints. What? She doesn't have arthritis in her family, does she?
I think she might. I think maybe. I can't be sure 100%. She will have times where she'll lay and all of her bones are ache. I remember her complaining about that a couple of times.
Okay. All right. That's it. So any questions?
No, that was great.
Yeah, this is why, you remember I had sent you the guideline, because you need to know what Udan is, because once you start, in a couple of months, we don't use the subdosha chart like that. You should know what sadhak pitta is, what pachak pitta is, what bhrajak is, what udana, vyana, prana, ojas is, by looking. Do you know why we need to know this? This is why I had made that, what do you call it? The cheat sheet form. So if you use the cheat sheet for the first few 3, 4, 5, 6 clients, eventually it'll start sinking in. Let me again share it with you. So now I'm sharing, this is Introduction to Tridoshas AC 103. If you look at resources for client encounters, so go through all of this. I really want you to kind of, look at because what we are doing in the coming months is this simple thing that we have done to find out the digestion, to find out the Agni and Ama and the subdoshas. And we keep on doing this again and again and again. And then when you do Ayurveda Kriya Sharir, we add the subdhatus and organs also. And then when you do the Manasa, we add the psychology, then we add herbs. So this case study that you present keeps on building up till it's a big fat case study. And This is why, Pamela, some of the case studies that we shared with you, that's why you found them so comprehensive, because this was done by students who had almost finished the counselor program. And your case studies will also become comprehensive towards the end of the program. So this was the sample case study form. I don't know if you can see this. Here it is. So let's see. This is why this is a cheat sheet. You're looking at Brajak. Ayurvedic age is Kapha Pitta Vata. What is the Prakriti? What is the Vikriti? Check your email. I sent you this a few weeks ago. You look at the Pariksha assessment. Low Agni, high Agni. Then you look at the sub-doshas of Pitta. We want to mention it is Brajak, Pitta, Ranjak, Alochak. It is for our own knowledge. Because somebody comes in, they say, I have psoriasis, right? Or I have this issue. And we need to know that Sanskrit word is Brajak. We want to have Brajak, Ranjak, Alochak, Pachak, Sadhak on. And you're not going to get it in one day. If you keep on doing it again and again, that's why I had created this thing. So next time you do a case study, try to use this form so that, these things sink in. So low energy, lack of clarity, fatigue, feeling tired is prana. Low or high blood pressure, congested lymph, unable to form relationships is vyana. Not able to empathize with others. Samanavayu. Then I've put my notes in. We talked about thyroid issues maybe related to this. So if someone is having trouble communicating, get their thyroid checked. Apana, urination. So obviously this person is having urinary tract infections. There is some apana vayu issues plus diarrhea. So high apana, not low apana, high apana. Kledaka kapha, sleshaka kapha, which is the painful joints. Lubrication of heart and lungs. And tarpak, so sinus infection is tarpak kapha. Also, a person who has tarpak issues may have backaches also. So if you don't have it, let me share this with you. This is a really, really good resource to use for your case study right in the beginning. This is why I had created it. I used to, I don't force you to use my form, but look, the person has low immunity, weight loss. She does have back pain. There you go. So she has back pain. That means tarpa kapha. So why I want you to remember, hang on a second. Why do I want you to remember these Sanskrit words and do it here? Because when you go in the next phase of the program and the third phase, eventually we will reach herbology. So then I will say, oh, this person has bodha kapha issue, give them this herbs. We are going to only use Sanskrit terminology. So it is a great way, so we never, when we are in Ayurveda Kriya Sharir, we are gonna, we say, oh, Pitta is in Rakta Dhatu and Apana Vayu issues. You have to understand when we are using the jargon, we are saying Pitta is in Rakta Dhatu and there's Apana Vayu issues. What does that mean? So if you don't know the Sanskrit terminology, you will not know. So, and honestly, one or two or three or even 5 or 10 classes, it's not going to sink in. Keep on doing it again and again. Go and, skin, Brajak, liver, Ranjak, Alochak, Pachak comes from the word Pak, which means food, Sadhak. So just memorize this. It's easier, if you've studied Hindi or Sanskrit before, and it's always harder. I mean, I've been teaching it for a good 10, 15 years now. And if Hindi or Sanskrit is not your first language, then you're not only learning Ayurveda, you're learning an entire new language. What happens otherwise is when you reach end of counselor program, you're kind of lost, because all the teachers and if you ever do the practitioner program, we are all we are using 55-60% of Sanskrit words, and you'll be like, what just happened? So I encourage you, I mean, we can't force you, but I encourage you to memorize the Sanskrit. And that's why using this form is kind of important. So please use this form. I have the same thing for, Manasa and so on. So, you've been given this. I just emailed it to you a few weeks ago. Print it out, stick it to your thing so you know exactly what we're talking about. Make sense? what diet should be on? Pitta pacifying, kapha pacifying. The diet should be ama pacifying. Does it make sense? A detoxification diet for 1 week. What would be a detox diet for ama pacification? So we said that she should have soups, khichdi, softly cooked vegetables, yeah, and teas, triphala. So 1 week just on, and it should be completely plant-based. After 1 week, we can talk about, once she's getting better, her, you will see the diarrhea is better, her GERD is better. Once she's getting better, then she can go back on a pitta kapha combination diet. Meaning, what is pitta kapha? Astringent taste, which is legumes, beans, and bitter. So her, she should be on sweet, bitter, astringent, pungent, but sweet and pungent should be smaller amounts and bitter astringent should be bigger amounts. Yeah, she can have like, yeah, makes sense. And dinner should always be light. When I say light, it should be light, like less grains, but it should be filling enough that she could have a nice sleep. Make sense? So here's what we can do, Danica. If you could do this 1 week detox with her and, tell us how it worked out, that would be good. So that's it. We are done. September 2nd, Saturday, we are starting our Ayurveda and the Mind yoga therapy. And then on Tuesdays, we have Vastu this month in September. It's a very, very easy and fun month. And October, we will pick up the pace again. So right now, the pace is a little slow, and that gives you time to go back and finish your assignments or review things or download, ask questions. Pretty much that. I don't even give any homework for Vastu. Vastu is awesome because I give you homework. We look at Google Maps, we look at different yoga therapy, very small homework. Only Manasa may have a little bit of homework. So these are the 3 things we're starting this month. And they're very easygoing. It's not so much pressure. So it's a good breather. Great time to go and review AC 101, 102, 103. Anand, your case studies, when are you going to present it? If you could try to present your case study before September 12th, that would be fantastic. You don't have to present it in a group. You can even present it to me personally. Okay, 1 case study. Any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
For my case, I know you said, he's straight pitta for the Prakriti. Mm-hmm. So how would I just write just P on the area where it's Prakriti? Because I don't know what to do with that. When you said that, how would I type it?
Yeah, Prakriti is always when that person was, Prakriti is always when the person was, 13, 14 years of age.
But I put his was, he's predominantly Pitta Vata. So then you
Pitta Vata is his Prakriti then.
Yeah, so it is that then, because I know you said it was incorrect.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. The reason I was asking you the question is because you got confused because if he's kapha or not. But like I said, he became kapha in the recent years because maybe his diet changed because he's eating more protein.
Okay.
Maybe that's why it became more kapha. But whatever Prakriti is age 13, 14, 15, that is the Prakriti, actual Prakriti.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other questions? Yes, Anand, I'm sorry. Anand is in Houston, so I hope you don't get, it's been pretty crazy here too, but at least it's not as bad as Houston. Yeah, so no problem. You get free pass because of that. All right, I hope everybody's safe, Anand, where you are, and you stay safe. And I will now see you September 2nd. Which is next Saturday. So all the classes coming week is next Saturday. No more Sunday classes in the month. So it's going to be Saturday and Tuesday. I've also shared the Ayurveda Counselor Google Calendar with you. So things start changing. This is the end of, pretty much the end of our first quarter. So first quarter is ended. All the classes for 101, 102, 103 have ended. And we're going to start the second quarter, and we are starting this on some students were asking if if I want to do a little orientation Thursday, August 31st, just to say what's coming in the next 4 months. It's just going to be like 10-20 minutes. You don't even have to attend. It's not a class, but I'll record it just to let you know what you can expect in September, October, November, and December. So till December 20th, yeah. So that's your, yeah, that quarter, what is going to happen in that quarter. Yeah. So it's not going to be a class Thursday, August 31st. It's just me explaining, what you can expect in the second quarter and how our first quarter is finished. And that's all it is. So if you can attend, that'd be fantastic. So it will not come as a class invite. It will come as a orientation for quarter 2. Plus we have 2 students who are, I think we have 1 student who's a new student who's joining us from quarter 2. So also for her benefit, we want to have this little quarter 2 orientation. Okay. Anyway, great work, Danica. Excellent work, Pamela. Yeah, awesome. I know this has been tough. It's, the first quarter is always a little tough with all these, but honestly, we do give you breathers. So that's why we are giving you a breather in September. And then we pick up pace. October, November, December is going to be kind of like heavy. And then from December 20, January, it becomes, easy going again. So that's how it happens. It gets easy, then hard, then easy. So you do, and you get a break in fall around Thanksgiving. You get a break in December for winter. So you do get plenty of breaks. It's just like you got a summer break. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been doing it a long time. The first quarter is the hardest because, you're still kind of understanding how things work. So in September, like we have the whole month of September, it's going to be easygoing classes. That's a great time. If anything, you want to go review anything from 101, 102, 103, finish assignments, that is a great time. And then first week of October, we are going to go deep diving again, starting, we're going to be doing dhatus. So again, this is one of the things that I explain in the orientation. So that is going to be August 31st, Thursday. Is it August 31st, Thursday? Yeah. And I'll send you a little invite called orientation for quarter 2. Okay? All right. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me, call me. I'm always available. Thanks, Danica. Thanks, Pamela. Thanks, Anand. Take care.